Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi guys, we are from Group 5 and today we will present the result of our discussion last week. But firstly, we will introduce ourselves and then please start from Zahra.
Hello, my name is Inaszahra Tsabitah. My student number is 2020-0510-301.
And hi, my name is Lusianti. My student number 2020-0510-291.
Hello, my name is Vidyatami Rahma S. My student number is 2020051027.
Hello, my name is Nabillah Permata Sarti. My student number is 2020-0510-267.
And then, now we will talk about what is the definition of micro and macroeconomics, what is the difference, what is the example, the purpose, and do macro and microeconomics influence each other, and then how does macro and microeconomics affect for business.
Macroeconomics is the study of the economy as a whole. Macroeconomics describes the economic change that affect many cooperate societies and markets. Macroeconomics, macro, comes from the Greek word makros, meaning large, studies the behavior of the overall economy, focus on big picture and ignores fine details. And microeconomics is a branch of economics that studies the behavior of consumers and companies and the determination of market prices and the quantity of input factors, goods and services that are traded. Micro comes from the Greek word mikros, meaning small, studies the behavior of individual households, firms, and governments, choice they make, interaction in specific markets, and focuses on individual parts of an economy.
What is the difference between macro and microeconomics? Macro takes a top-down approach and looks at the economy as a whole, trying to determine its force and nature, and then an analytical tool mainly used to craft economic and fiscal policy. Then, microeconomics studies individuals and business decisions, while macroeconomics analyze the decisions made by countries and governments. Microeconomics focus on supply and demand and the other forces that determine price level, making it a bottom-up approach. And then, investors can use microeconomics in their investment decision. Microeconomics is focused on the individual, person-to-person behavior and operation of particular markets. Then, macroeconomics is focused on the overall or aggregate performance of the national economy of particular country or state. Microeconomics is about individual markets, effect of price of a good, individual labor market, individual consumer behavior, supply of goods. And then macroeconomics is about whole economy or GDP, inflation or general price level, employment or unemployment, aggregate demand or AD, and then productive capacity of economy.
Examples of macroeconomic: national income, economic growth, inflation and deflation, balance of payments, investment, the problem of the unemployment rate, economic cycle, international economic organization, and economic policy. Examples of microeconomic: demand and supply, market or trade monopoly, consumer behavior, market, infrastructure development, producer behavior, setting the lowest and highest price, reception, and cost.
The purpose, the aim of the microeconomy is a way to allocate research to profit as expected. On the other hand, the macroeconomy is more focused on the influence of its own economic activities on a national and international scale.
Macro and micro influence each other. The way macroeconomics and microeconomics can affect business is that in a macro and micro business, they are interrelated and influence each other. For example, macroinflation's effect is the price increase of products. In macro perspective, an increase in the price of products affects the amount of productions. How does micro and macroeconomics affect business? The law of supply and demand. Business use microeconomic principles to better understand the behavior patterns of their consumers in order to be successful and make a profit. Decision-making, large-scale, uncontrollable external factors all play a role in influencing a company's business decisions, performance, and strategy. Startup. When starting a business, it's important to do extensive research into the industry you are interested in. Investing in this microeconomics research can help you achieve a competitive advantage to attract customers. Economic cycle. Microeconomics is cyclical, just as positive influence and change promotes progress. A higher level of demand can trigger an increase in prices, which in turn can affect the economy. Cost of goods and services. Regardless of what the business products, the goal is usually to reduce costs in order to increase profits. In the microeconomic theory, firms operate at the highest level of efficiency, with production decisions based on how maximum output can be achieved at minimal additional cost. Pricing decisions. In microeconomics, the price at which the quantity supplied meets the quantity demanded is known as equilibrium price. The price of a product or service that is decided upon will have an impact on the number of people who are willing to buy it.
And this is one of example of micro and macroeconomic diagram. So I think that's all our presentation. And sir or ma'am, I'm so sorry. My biggest apologize because in this recording I can't turn on my camera because the first one is my laptop doesn't have camera, and the second one is I have tried to connect it with my mobile phone, but it still doesn't work.
So
I'm so
I
sorry.
think that's it. I'm sorry if there is so many mistakes on the result of our discussion. And then wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye.